Hey guys, my name's Nate and I'm the Otter Outdoorsman.
And I'm Tom.
And this is going to be a follow-up to our solar eclipse, experiences. I said we're going to do this in 2 videos, but we decided we're going to be doing this in 1 video. We'll do it starting with Tom's experience, with his totality experience, and then we'll follow up with my partial experience. So Tom, how was so this is actual live experience between both of us, because we've been really holding back to not tell each other how it went, so it was live so you guys can see our reactions.
Yep.
So
well, first off, I was in the middle of Wyoming. I was staying in a very tiny little town of like 300 people. But we moved down to the town of Shoshone, which is right off of the Wind River Reservation, right in the smack dab in the path of totality. And we set up literally on the side of the road. As I'm showing Nate here, we were literally just pulled off the side of the road. And
we'll be showing each other pictures, but don't worry, I'm actually going to be posting these pictures pictures and videos right in front of us, right up on the screen, so you guys can see it. Don't worry, it's just not going to be you seeing us just looking at things.
Yeah. And so we were literally, I was set up right in front of my car, our rental, and Holly, my wife, and our friend Katie were just sitting right on the hood. And we were just sitting there watching the partial phases, glasses on, glasses off, hanging out, talking, had some music on. We actually made a playlist that was entirely sun and moon based.
I bet Total Eclipse of the Sun came up.
Total Eclipse of the Heart. Yeah. Total Eclipse of the Heart. Holly started playing literally 2 minutes before totality hit. It was wonderful. But the funny part about that, though, is that I don't even remember that playing, because the experience was just that ridiculous. And I also tried to snap photos like minutes before totality hit, to try and get a picture on the ground, because we were on some fairly light colored concrete, and I was gonna see if I could possibly get, snap some pictures of shadow snakes. And then I decided that I would take a video instead. So like I had like a picture, you can just see the ground. But the weird part about this picture is that this is at like 99% coverage almost.
Did you see shadow snakes?
I did not. We unfortunately did not capture those. And I did not see them at all. I did not notice.
Darn, I was hoping you would have saw them.
Oh, if I did, it would have been amazing. But the weird part about this photo, though, is that even though it's just a photo of the ground, the lighting, like this is still like daylight bright on the ground.
Yeah, that is. And that shadow is crisp.
That is a very crisp shadow. And that is one of the surreal things that happens during totality, that everything feels off. Like it feels like it's perfectly normal. But then you start, like, these tiny little things that you start to notice start creeping up on you. And things like the bright daylight, but very crisp shadows all around you. Everything has a nice crisp shadow, so it's like you're in a light room. It's really ridiculous. And then I decided that I would take a video and to try and get the shadow snakes. But the more important part about this video is that you can hear the entire crowd's reaction. And I can give you this clip too.
Oh, here we go. Oh, yeah.
And you can definitely hear me in the background there.
Oh my God.
And I do pop up to try and catch totality on my screen too. And all of a sudden it just becomes dark.
There we go. Oh! Oh my God!
I I think I did watch
Oh
this video.
my god!
I couldn't resist.
Yeah. It was surreal.
Oh.
And the worst part about this video though is that it doesn't do this justice because the way the mobile device cameras are set up,
Oh my god!
the way the mobile device cameras are set up, it just kind of focuses on
The light.
the light, and so it just overexposes that light, and so you don't get like that really dark circle in the center, and you don't get like the details of the like it looks like tendrils coming off of the black disc, and the entirety of the sky is this deep purple, and it looks so weird. And it's really hard to describe, and you have the entire sky 360 degrees around you is nothing but like sunset colors, and you're just looking around, and all the nocturnal animals have woken up. The crickets are chirping. We had birds going to roost. we quite literally had crepusculars starting to be like, oh, it's right around evening time, I gotta go get my snacks. And like, all these animals are starting to act like it's nighttime and it's about to be nighttime. And it's surreal because you also feel like it's nighttime. And you're just staring at this.
For you, which is your natural habitat.
Yeah, which is my natural habitat. Very much my natural habitat. But it's just an experience. And it gets 10-15 degrees cooler in the shadow. And so while this was going on, we had clouds go over the sun. And when the clouds went over the sun, they were moving west to east. But the shadow also moves west to east, and so when the shadow comes through, all of the wind starts to change direction from east to west. Because we're in the line of totality, we're directly in line with where the winds are all starting to go into where there's suddenly this low pressure zone. Because there's no more heat. And so it's just all the wind started moving and moved the clouds back over the other direction. And so we got really, really lucky with that. We could have had a clouded over eclipse, but it just missed it. But it just backed right back over. It was like good clouds going over, and then all of a sudden clouds going back.
Yeah, and you were telling me with the eclipse, you didn't get much pictures of it because your camera died during it.
Yeah, I was fiddling with my camera a lot. Like you can see in some of these pictures, they are not very good.
And he'll just send me some of his good ones and I'll just kind of flash them up on the camera.
Yeah, almost all of them are out of focus. Well, not almost all of them. Like a whole bunch of them are out of focus. But I did catch my stride a little bit, like right here when you start seeing first contact.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty much in focus. But the problem is that it was also fairly hazy. So because it was fairly hazy, my pictures had like this really
interesting haze.
Yeah, you can see the haze around the sun.
Which is something, which we'll see in a bit, is something I ran into myself.
Yeah.
Because when I had it, I had a haze as well, up in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
During the partial.
Yeah, and Nate was only going to get a partial, so haze is really terrible for taking pictures of the partial phases.
But but I got some really good pictures.
Yeah, I got a couple of pretty decent ones.
Which I've already shown him one of them.
Yeah, I've got some pretty decent ones as it progresses on, and we get closer and closer. But literally 1 minute before totality, my camera died because I had it up on a tripod, and in order to and I couldn't get behind my camera because it was set up at the angle to get to the sun, and my tripod only goes up to like here on me. So getting underneath one of the legs and getting my eye in there just wasn't in the cards. I would have been like doing that the entire time, and it would have been uncomfortable. So I put it to the live screen view for the picture, which
works, but
it works, but it's a battery drain because it uses the motor to just keep on exposing the CCD, and it just keeps the motor. It uses the motor to keep the what do you call it? The flapper thing.
Yeah.
I don't remember
the mirror.
what the hell the part is. The mirror. Yeah. It keeps that extended up. So that's, it uses a lot more power than I realized.
Which is something we're going to be working on for the 2024 one, which we have plans for.
Yeah.
Nothing we're going public with yet.
But rest assured, we will be... I use this one to just experience the Eclipse.
I'm using that one to experience it, but we're making it so that I can experience it and film it.
Yeah. Now that I've experienced one, it is now go hard or go home. I'm going to get the best pictures that you ever saw of the Eclipse.
And I'm going to be trying to do that as well.
Yeah, Now that I've experienced it, and I loved that 2.5 minutes, best 2.5 minutes of your life, because it is the most beautiful, surreal looking thing you will ever experience.
And if any of you guys were in the zone of totality, please let us know what you guys saw, experienced. I'd love to hear it.
Yeah. I would hazard a guess that most people who weren't in totality were like, big deal.
Which is what I ran into.
Yeah.
Some people were enjoying it. I ran into a lot of people who were, big deal.
With solar eclipses, totality or nothing. Like, it is...
Did you have anything else you wanted to show, or?
Well, I mean, I could show you a couple of the pictures of the way there where they look exactly like we were going through Lord of the Rings.
Which, mark that one, I'll just pop that up.
Yeah.
Anyways, but you've already shown me those pictures.
Yeah, I legit felt like we were going through Rohan.
But because you've mentioned it, I will just throw them up, because adventure. But we'll swap out computers. And I'm going to rotate the recording. So we will be right back after this non-message.